Hi everyone, in this lesson I'm going to show you some more simplified Jimi Hendrix rhythm fills, really looking at getting this Jimi Hendrix rhythm style under our fingers. If you look at the links in the description below, you'll see links to other videos where I've done this on other chord shapes. In this video we're going to look at doing the fills around what's known as our C shape chord. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it. In this video then, we're going to be looking at some more Jimi Hendrix rhythm style fills and just capturing the essence of what Hendrix did. But if you haven't done it already, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and click that alert bell. Now below you'll see a bunch of links in the description to other videos where I'm showing you similar things on other chord shapes. Okay, so I'd certainly check these out in order. There's part 1, part 2 and this is part number 3. Plus, there's a link to a workbook containing the tab and the notation for this lesson. So let's just get stuck right in. This is the sort of thing we're going to be doing. Okay, let's just get stuck right into this. Now, this entire lesson is going to be based in E major. Okay, and we're going to be using our C shape bar chord. Now that looks like this. Okay, that comes from our open C chord. We're just turning that into a bar chord and moving it up. So our little finger is in the 7th fret. So there's our root note. Okay, and all the fills and licks and stuff we're going to be doing are based under that shape. So underneath that chord shape there's a pentatonic scale as well, and this is where a lot of these fills come from. If you look at Hendrix's rhythm playing, he's using a lot of major pentatonic and minor pentatonic things based around these chords. So underneath that chord there's this pentatonic shape. From the root okay, so slowly. Okay, so under that shape there's a major pentatonic. Now that would be the E major pentatonic scale. There's our root, and that would be position 3 of a major pentatonic. Or if you're thinking of these in minor pentatonic positions, it's the same as a C sharp minor position 4. Okay, so some people always think of the minor pentatonic positions, but that's fine. Personally, I like to think of these in a major sense because we're playing a major chord. Okay, so all of the fills underneath this chord shape are coming from those pentatonic scales. All notes from the E major pentatonic, okay? Or some people like to call these the C shape pentatonic. It's up to you, however you remember it. Just know that underneath that chord is a pentatonic shape, okay? So let's just learn a few licks then. So essentially what we can do, we can play this chord and we can play any notes from that pentatonic. Okay, they're all sitting underneath that shape. Now I was just using double stops, which are 2 strings at once. And let's just learn a few licks. So let's do this one. This is lick number 1. Download that workbook in the description and it'll show you how to play this in the tab. This is lick number 1. And one more time. Okay, this is really similar to some of the other ones we've learned in other videos, but just in a different position. So what I'm doing, I'm going to hold down a bar across the 4th fret in the D and the G strings, hammer on to the 6th fret on the D, whilst keeping that bar down, playing double stops, and then I'm going to play that bar again, but I'm going to hammer on to the 6th fret on the G, so pull off back to the 4th fret, and then hammer that 6th fret on the D string again. So all the way through it goes like this slowly. Okay, and again I'll just do it a little bit faster. Okay, and that's lick number 1. So I'll play an open E chord. Okay, and then the lick. So you can hear how it fits lovely under that E. Okay, and a bit faster. Really, really nice lick, very similar to some of the other ones we've done in the other videos, okay? So let's move on. Here is lick number 2. Okay, again, notes straight from that chord. So what I'm going to do this time then, the double stop is going to be using the 4th fret on the G and the 5th fret on the B. I'm going to play those together, hammer on to the 6th fret on the G string and pull off back to the 4th fret again. Okay, and then I'm going to finish the lick by doing a bar across the 4th fret on the D and the G, but hammering down onto the 6th fret on the D string. So okay, and a few more times. And I'll play an E chord. Okay, and then I'll play this E chord, the C shape. Really lovely lick, and they're quite simple. That's the great thing about these, is they're all very, very simple. Okay, so let's move on. Let's do another lick. This is lick number 3. Okay, so this lick is a bit of a low one. It's based further down that pentatonic position. So this time I'm going to play a double stop. I'm going to play the 4th fret on the A and the D at the same time. Then I'm going to play the 7th fret on the A string. Then a little bar, another double stop across the D and the G strings on the 4th fret. So let me just play that much. And then we're going to play the double stop again, hammer onto the 6th fret on the D and pull it off. And nice and slow this time. And then we're just going to resolve the lick back to the 7th fret on the A string, our root note. So let me just play that lick in its entirety. And again. A little bit faster. And again. And let me just do that a little bit faster again. Really, really nice lick. So this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a low open E chord, and I'm going to play each of the licks after each other so you can hear how they all sound. Okay, so they are the 3 licks. They're very similar to the other ones we've looked at. So let's just talk about moving these around the neck. So as long as you piece these licks and these ideas to that chord shape, that C-shaped chord, we can do that in every key. So if I wanted to do them in D, I would literally just move everything back 2 frets and play exactly the same thing. So there's a D chord. That's lick 1, lick 2, lick 3. Okay. And that's as simple as that. We're literally just taking everything. I'm going to copy and paste it down or up the fretboard, depending on where we want to go with it, to another place. So let's say we want to do exactly the same thing in G. I'd find my G chord, which is up there with the little finger on the 10th fret, and I'd play exactly the same licks. Okay. So they're really easy to move around when you learn them in that way. So with that then, let's look at a Jimi Hendrix classic, Hey Joe. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put on a backing track, I'm going to play around the chords, and I'm going to stick in some of these licks so you can hear how they sound. I'm only going to use the licks from this shape first, then I'll put the backing track on again, and I'm going to play licks from this video and the other 2 videos that are below in the description. And that all sounds like this. Okay, so that was just a few examples of the licks that we've done in this lesson. Now, of course, as long as you're familiar with the ideas we've talked about, i.e. underneath that C shape and the pentatonic position that correlates with that shape, you can kind of do anything with double stops. You can kind of jam and play your own ideas as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the same backing track on, but I'm going to play a range of fills. I'm going to play ones from using this shape that I did in a video which is below. I'm going to use ones using this shape, which is another video. Then I'm going to use licks from what we've done in this lesson, put them all together, and you can see how they can all start sounding really, really Hendrixy. Okay, so that was all the stuff that we've looked at in this video, plus a bunch of the other stuff from some of the other videos that you'll find below. If you want all the tab and notation for that stuff, there's a link as well in the description below. If you haven't done it already, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, click that alert bell so you don't miss any updates. If you want some more lessons, there's tons of content over at my guitar school, www.fretlix.com. Again, all of the links to everything are in the description below. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers.